Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making pretzels and cheese sauce. I'm going to be teaching you how to make two different types of pretzels today, one kind of a twisty type and the other one stuffed with cheese. So for the pretzel dough you'll need active dry yeast, all-purpose flour, unsalted butter, kosher salt, white sugar, brown sugar, baking soda, and then some type of cheese if you want to make the cheese stuffed pretzels. And then for the cheese sauce, you're going to need some type of cheese. I use cheddar, but I think pepper jack would be good. Milk, cornstarch, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, and a little bit of salt and pepper. So let's get started. We're going to start by adding 1 tablespoon of sugar and 2.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast to 1.5 cups of warm water, mixing it up a little bit and letting it sit out for about 10 minutes until it's foamy. Then we're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter and add it to a large bowl. Then we're going to add a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and start with about 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. After the 10 minutes, we're going to add the yeast mixture to our dry ingredients and mix it together. So I said start with 4.5 cups of flour just in case this mixture is too wet, but I think 4.5 cups works well for this. Eventually it'll start to look like this. Then we're going to knead the mixture for about 10 minutes until it's smooth and elastic. I ended up doing this on a floured surface, but you could also add it to a standing mixer with a dough hook attachment. Then you're going to clean and oil your bowl and add your dough. Cover it and let it rise for about an hour. Here's what it looks like before and here's after. As your dough is rising, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of baking soda to a large pot of water and let it boil. You also want to stir it up a little bit. Then we're going to start making our pretzels. So we're going to take out the dough and split it in half, and we're going to start first by making our cheddar stuffed pretzels. Then you're going to take that half of the dough and split it into roughly equal sized balls. I ended up making, I think, about 6 to 8. Then you're going to flatten out each ball and stuff each one with a handful of cheddar. You just want to put in as much as you think looks good and also won't leak. You want to be careful to pinch them closed really tightly just to make sure the cheese doesn't leak out while it's baking or while it's boiling. When you're done filling the balls, you're going to let them rest for about 5 minutes and cover them. My dog loves cheese, so she is watching this really carefully. Then we're going to move on to our twists. So similarly, you're going to split the other half of the dough into balls. I ended up only making 4. You're going to take each ball and roll it out to be about 1 foot long. Then you're going to fold the rope in half and twist it together almost like a 2-stranded braid. When you're done twisting, you're going to want to pinch it closed at the bottom and then pinch it together at the top so it doesn't come unraveled when it's boiling. Then we just repeat that with the other balls of dough and let those twists rest for about 5 minutes. Now that the stuffed pretzels have rested, we're going to place them into the boiling water. We're going to flip them over after 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds on the other side, we're going to take them out of the water. We're going to place them onto a prepared baking sheet and then do the same thing with the twists after they've rested. You can see one of my twists came unraveled because I didn't pinch it tightly enough, but I just pinched it close with my hands after I took it out of the water. Watch out, it is a little hot. Then I sprinkled all the pretzels with coarse kosher salt. Then I put them into the oven at 400 degrees and baked them all for about 10 minutes. So while those are baking, we're going to make our cheese sauce. I didn't really use measurements for this. I just combined some shredded cheese, some cheese slices, and then just enough milk to cover it. Then I added about a teaspoon of cornstarch to start, but I ended up adding more later just to thicken it up. I added some pepper, some salt, some onion powder, some garlic powder, and some cayenne pepper. And then I mixed it all together. I kept the sauce at about a medium heat, and I made sure to stir it a few times while it was melting just to make sure the cheese at the bottom didn't burn. After a while, it starts to look like this. It is a little bit thin, but the longer it sits out and cools, the thicker it becomes. And here's what the pretzels look like fresh out of the oven. For the last step, I brushed all the pretzels with melted butter and then served them with the cheese sauce. And then we're done. These really might be my favorite thing that I've ever made. My family ate them all in one night. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.